Hey everyone, welcome to my College Essentials video. If you're here and you're not sure what you need to get for college, then sit back and relax because you're in the right place. I would like to help you find out today what you should get for college. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Give a like for the YouTube algorithm and also consider subscribing for future college content. If you have any other college related ideas, I would love to hear any suggestions in the comments below. But other than that, let's get on with the video. So as I was doing this video, I was watching some other videos and I noticed that there's a lot of things that they put on the list that you really don't need. So I wanted to create a better list. But also, there's a lot of things that could still be nice to have, and I don't want to block that out entirely, but I decided to split up the lists into 3 categories. Stuff that you actually need. 2 is going to be like, you don't necessarily need it, but it could be pretty useful. And then category 3 is going to be more, your nice to have stuff. Another thing I'd recommend to do before you continue with the video is ask yourself why you're going to college, what is actually important to you when going to college. Are you really focused on trying to learn? Are you concerned about having fun in college? And the final thing is make sure to look at what they're already giving to you. Dorms often come with usually a closet, a bed, and a desk, so you don't necessarily need to get those things. Although if you're going to an apartment, not all of those are furnished, so keep that in mind when deciding what to get. All right, so here is the first list, absolute priority. You're absolutely gonna need this stuff. The first thing is a lamp, a floor or desk lamp. And you might be asking, why is this the first thing that I'm bringing up? And that's because lamps help me sleep. And I think they do help other people sleep a lot too. I think it's really important to turn off that really white, bright light that you have. When you get a dorm, that's the only light you have. To turn that off and then to turn your lamp on a couple hours before you intend to go to sleep, because it kind of just tricks your brain. The sun's going down, your body's sort of winding down to be in a restful state, which is really important when you're in school and you're learning, or maybe even if you're an athlete. Just rest in general, I often find, is underrated. I don't want to harp too much on that point, but I think a lamp will definitely be very useful. Obviously, this is 2020. Things have happened this year. You need a face mask. If you don't have one already, that's kind of surprising, especially if you're planning to go on campus. Make sure to have a face mask. Now, the next little thing that is still in the first priority is going to be bathroom, laundry related things, which is number 1, shower caddy. I have my old one, and this is the one I think you guys should get. It's pretty cheap. It's very compact. You can pretty much bring all the stuff that you need, all the soap, toothbrush, hair stuff, nail clippers, whatever you might need. So that's going to serve you pretty well. Also, shower slippers. You don't want to get any fungal infection on your feet or anything like that. The last thing is a laundry basket. You know why you would want to get one of those. So the next one is still kind of vague, so this isn't the best thing, but I think you should spend some time thinking about this, because I think it's very important that you feel at home wherever you plan on living. This will be way different for everybody. Maybe this means that you're getting a more comfortable mattress, good bedding. I know that's important if you want to feel comfortable in general, but also maybe that means you're a decorative person and you need to decorate your place. Me personally, I don't really need that much. I plan on having some pictures maybe hanging up or displayed around my new room that I'm gonna get soon. Maybe this means you should decorate your place with plants, put plants around your room to make it feel more lively. It's gonna be way different for everyone, but I do think it is important to think about what makes you feel at home and consider investing something helping that. And the last thing I have for absolute first priority, which is also related to taking care of yourself and your health, is a water bottle. In college, you're going to be walking around a lot and you're going to be in different places, in different classes. It might be different this year. You might be just at home all the time, but especially if you are still going to be on campus, I recommend getting a water bottle because you need to hydrate. There's a lot of things you can avoid by properly hydrating, which many people don't necessarily do that. All right, so List number 2, these are going to be things that could be pretty useful, but you don't necessarily need in college. The first thing on the list is a good pair of running shoes. I wear men's Ultra Boost 19. I still have the ones that I bought last year. They're a little bit worn, but I think I could honestly make them last a whole nother year. And the reason why I'm suggesting a good pair of running shoes is because running shoes are a lot more comfortable. If you're walking around on campus, it's really nice to have a good pair of shoes that are really comfortable. So this is actually another thing that is related to sleep, at least semi-related. I would suggest getting a fan. Primarily fans, we use them to cool down the air, but also I feel like many of us have noticed that it's nice to have white noise while we sleep. A roommate did this last year because he got a fan, and I definitely think it helped me sleep and him sleep, because if one of us wakes up in the night and is stumbling around, then the other one's going to get up, unless you have like white noise. It can definitely help your sleep. The last thing I have in this category is actually really on the learning part, as far as, you know, learning skills and stuff like that. And this is to get a multi-subject notebook. I didn't do this last year, but I will do this year, because the thing is, probably the worst item you could get, in my own personal opinion, is a binder. I hate binders. They're so big and you don't need that much paper in a binder. I find that something like folders, just to like hold your assignments, or maybe a multi-subject notebook with dividers, you still have like those folders in there, would prove to be super useful. And another thing you learn is you don't necessarily need that much paper to take notes. A little thing I want to add to this multi-subject notebook point is that you should also just develop your own system of note-taking or learning in general, because in high school, what I used to do is they'd put slides up and I would just copy down every word on every slide. But the thing is, that doesn't necessarily help me. I've noticed it's way more effective for me to just focus most of my energy on paying attention to the lecture. The small amount of notes that I do take will be things that maybe are totally new to me, or something that I feel like I will forget if I don't write down. And also, it's something that I usually paraphrase in my own words, because when you paraphrase something, you kind of get your brain to think about it more, which is always good for learning something new. I know that was kind of a lot on the whole learning thing, but I do think these are really important things to consider when you go to college. All right, so the last category, of course, is those nice to have things that you really don't necessarily need, but it could still enhance the experience. The first thing I have for you is actually two things, but it's a whiteboard and or sticky notes. They sort of have a very similar function, and I find it very useful to set goals, write reminders down on sticky notes or on the whiteboard. I love writing my goal on a whiteboard, and I actually feel like it's way better when I'm like trying to solve a math problem on the whiteboard. It doesn't happen very often, but it's very nice to have the whiteboard. Obviously, you don't need these things because you could fulfill the same sort of function by taking notes on your phone, but I just find that having a physical whiteboard or sticky notes is a little bit more effective. But the other thing that you really don't need, I actually didn't have it last year and I won't get it this year either, good pair of scissors. Just a normal office pair, you can use it to cut random things. I find that it definitely can be useful, but there's easy substitutes usually around, or you can just borrow from a friend. Not necessary, but it could be useful. Last thing I have that is it's not even useful really, and at least in my opinion, but it's very totally nice to have, which is a Bluetooth speaker. You might be inviting friends over to your room to hang out, just to have like a chill night in the room. You want to set the vibe with some music. Bluetooth speakers are great. What can I say? Other than that, that's gonna do it for this video. Comment down below if you think I left anything out, or if you think I got the priorities a little mixed. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon if you don't want to miss out on future videos of mine. That's gonna do it for this video. I will see you all in the next one.